Imagine it's 1787. The Revolutionary War is over, and the United States is finally free from Great Britain. But now comes the big question: how do we build a brand new nation? Before 1787, the Second Continental Congress met in Philadelphia back in 1775 and created America's first government plan, the Articles of Confederation. It gave most of the power to the states and very little to the national government. Picture trying to run a country with no real leader. It turns into confusion pretty quickly. Under the Articles, the national government couldn't collect taxes, so it had no money to run the country. It also couldn't force states to follow laws or even create a national court system to settle disputes. Each state printed its own money, making trade confusing and unreliable, and any big change required all 13 states to agree, which almost never happened. So in 1787, delegates from the states met again in Philadelphia at the Constitutional Convention. George Washington was chosen as the president of the convention, keeping the debates organized and respectful. Their goal was to fix the Articles, but instead they wrote an entirely new plan, the United States Constitution. The Constitution begins with the preamble, which explains the purpose of the new government and starts with three famous words: "We the people." Those words mean the government gets its power from the people, not a king. The Constitution created three branches of government: legislative, executive, and judicial. The legislative branch makes the laws, the executive branch carries out the laws, and the judicial branch interprets the laws. To keep any branch from becoming too bossy, the delegates created checks and balances. Think of it like rock, paper, scissors, but for government. Later, the Bill of Rights was added to protect freedoms like speech, religion, and the press. Once the Constitution was approved, George Washington became the nation's first president. He set traditions we still follow today, like serving only 2 terms. He also created a cabinet, a group of advisors to help him make decisions. Washington's leadership gave the new government stability and respect. And no, he didn't really chop down a cherry tree, but he did help plant the roots of American democracy. The young nation faced plenty of challenges. Political parties formed, the Federalists and the Democratic Republicans, arguing over how strong the federal government should be. It was kind of like 2 teams debating who gets the remote control. And at the same time, conflicts with Britain and France tested America's independence and forced leaders to make tough decisions. Under President Thomas Jefferson, the Louisiana Purchase doubled the size of the United States. Americans began moving west, exploring new lands, and imagining the future of their growing country. Picture buying a video game map expansion pack, and suddenly the US had way more territory to explore. The new nation was full of challenges and opportunities, from the Articles of Confederation to the Constitution, from Washington's leadership to westward expansion. The choices made by early leaders built the foundation of the United States we know today.